Good afternoon, everyone. This is Thursday the 28th, 2017, month of September. Out here on 17 at Mission Viejo Country Club, and I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing over the next couple of weeks and what we've done so far over the last 2 weeks, and to reference that newsletter article that I touched on the last 2 weeks. So a little bit of information for y'all. First off, upcoming closure. The main thing that we're going to be working on is resurfacing some collars. We had some cool season grasses check out this summer, and here's an example of one of those here on the front of number 17. So we've got some patches that we're going to be working on. This is going to be the main work while we're closed. Another thing that we've been working on, you can see here in our bunkers, and I'll show you up on the other bunker behind the green. We've been smoothing out the faces and wire raking the bases. The idea here is to try and get this to be firmer. Ball hits, releases down, doesn't stay up in the face. It's going to take a little while for some of those sand additions to start to firm up, so please be patient with us there. In the past, we had done some raking like this, called the Aussie style, and one of the things that there's an example of it right there. Looks really sharp. But we saw some algae build up in the faces. We've got a different technique we're going to be working with. I really think that's a nice crisp look. So we're going to try that out. Work with us, give us some patience, and hopefully it works out. The other thing I wanted to share and talk about, in the newsletter article, I talked about how we are not going to pull a core this tine right here. What we are going to do in the greens is we're going to use this tine right here. You can see where it's a little shinier. This thing goes down about 6 to 7 inches, and it pokes a hole, fractures the soil a little bit, gives it a little kick. The other thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be going down about 4 inches with this. It's called a bayonet tine. So our idea here is to try and get deep with this one and then hit the mid-range with this one. And then this tine right here is a tine we use on the fairways. As you can see, it's rather thick and big and heavy. We're going to be doing some work on the fairways as well. Also on the fairways, we're going to be selectively aerifying a handful of holes. The ones that give us a little bit more of a challenge. 1, 4, 7, 8, 5, those holes. We're also going to be doing some verticutting and some top dressing on the greens while we're closed as well. And just a reminder, that is on October 9th. That's the first day of closure. We have an outside event. And then October 10th, we start getting after it. The other thing that we are working on, sorry for the bouncing. As you can see, we've done a little work to our tees. To the Bermuda tees, we've come in and we've aerified them and we've verticut them. So what we're doing is just trying to get rid of some of the thatch before we go into the winter time, and get them a little bit more in the spot where we want them to be. So handful of the tees are going to be overseeded, handful of the tees are not going to be overseeded, and what you could do is look for that list in the next week's newsletter. But just so you know, we intended to do this a little unsightly, but it's part of the process, just helping us get a little bit of a head start going into the winter months and to that closure. Thanks for watching.